Okay, let's dive into this. Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're taking a magnifying glass to a really fascinating fragment of a digital legal artifact. We're looking at a specific court record that was scraped from an online legal database. But, it's a document that tells a story not just about a legal dispute, but about the very nature of how we store, and sometimes fail to store, information in the digital age. Let's see what secrets a seemingly ordinary web page can actually hold. What happens when you go digging for legal truth, but the internet only gives you half the story? We've all been there, right? You're researching something incredibly specific, you finally find the exact link, the perfect document that holds the literal answer you need, and bam, you hit a wall. Maybe it's a paywall, maybe it's a broken link, or, as we're going to see in our explainer today, it's a digital record that just abruptly stops. It is a completely universal frustration. We're going to do a micro-analysis of a specific fetch from a legal aggregator site called legal.com and really explore that tension between the massive promise of the internet and the reality of what we actually get. Now consider this quote, pulled right off the source document. The site aggressively markets itself to users with these really bold claims: complete, accurate, current, uncompromising quality. They even prompt you to subscribe now to access this supposedly flawless database. Keep those specific words in mind, complete and uncompromising, because the absolute irony of that marketing pitch is going to become blindingly clear as we deconstruct the actual, truncated document they've provided for this specific case.
Section 1. Anatomy of a Digital Archive.
And this brilliantly illustrates the digital wrapper that frames our legal text. Before you even get to the actual law, you're totally boxed in. Up top, you've got navigation menus, home, featured decisions, browse, advanced search, all designed to keep you clicking around. Then on the bottom, there's this heavy corporate footprint, copyright 2026, disclaimers, terms of use, all there to protect the aggregator. The actual legal decision is just a tiny little filling sandwiched right in between all that boilerplate.
Now, to put things into perspective, the site proudly claims to offer more than 10 million decisions and orders, updated daily. 10 million! That is a staggering volume of data. It paints a picture of this massive, automated machine just relentlessly scraping and uploading court documents day in and day out. But here's the catch. When you're dealing with a fire hose of 10 million files, what happens to quality control? Well, as we're about to see, the sheer scale of this archive might be the exact reason our one specific file totally fell through the cracks.
Section 2. HOA versus Derailed, LLC.
So let's look at who is actually fighting here. We have the plaintiff and appellant, the Pinnacle-Peak-Vistas-iii Homeowners Association, and they are up against the defendant and appellee, Derailed LLC. Okay, you really have to appreciate the absolute poetry of this. Just think about it for a second. An HOA, an entity entirely dedicated to maintaining strict neighborhood rules and aesthetic order, entering into a legal battle against a company literally named Derailed. It's just an incredibly evocative name for a defendant in this context. It instantly sparks the imagination about what on earth went wrong in this neighborhood.
And these parties definitely didn't fight this alone. The HOA brought in Carpenter, Hazelwood, Delgado, and Wood out of Tempe, Arizona, specifically represented by Joshua M. Bolin and Kelly J. Callahan. On the other side, Derailed LLC hired Stephen R. Wrench of Wrench Law in Mesa. Seeing these names really grounds this digital ghost file in a physical reality. These are real attorneys billing real hours. It goes to show how even a broken fragment of text leaves a distinct, very human footprint behind.
Section 3. The Rules of Precedent.
Now, what's really interesting about this is how the court categorizes the ruling. It's labeled as a memorandum decision issued by Judge Weisberg from the Court of Appeals of Arizona, Division 1, Department B. So what does that actually mean? Basically, it means the court is resolving the specific dispute between the Pinnacle Peak HOA and Derailed LLC. But, and this is key, they're stating that the legal reasoning used here shouldn't typically be applied as a binding rule for future unrelated cases. It's a localized ruling, not some new universal law.
And the document doesn't just quietly mention this limitation. It literally screams it at you. Right at the top, we get this dramatic all-caps warning. This decision does not create legal precedent and may not be cited except as authorized by applicable rules. It just adds such an intense gravity to the boilerplate, doesn't it? It's the court's way of strictly quarantining this decision, basically warning any future lawyers digging through this archive, hey, do not try and use this case to win your own arguments.
The warning then points to the specific fences built around this document. It cites the Arizona Rules of the Supreme Court 111C, ARCap 28C, and the Arizona Rules of Criminal Procedure 31.24.
Now, we don't need to go reading the actual rulebooks today, but seeing those exact citations really demonstrates the highly rigid procedural boundaries surrounding our document. It is locked into a very, very specific legal context.
Section 4, the unresolved cliffhanger. Let's move to the timeline and see how this builds, because we have to consider the temporal gap here. This document was officially filed by the court on May 31, 2011. Yet this specific digital record was fetched from the database on July 6, 2026. That is a 15-year gap between the court making its decision and our attempt to read it today. Time has passed, and well, digital preservation hasn't exactly been perfect.
Remember that 10 million document database we talked about? The site promises this really robust cross-referencing feature, stating, listed below are the cases that are cited in this featured case. But right beneath that grand promise, we get the bleak reality of this particular archive. It just says, no cases found. The highly touted digital architecture comes up completely empty. The automated system basically failed to parse or link anything meaningful for this specific record. So the crucial point is what we actually get to read from Judge Weisberg. We scroll down to paragraph 1, it notes that the HOA is appealing a summary judgment granted to Derailed LLC, and then we get this final sentence. The association argues that the Superior Court erred in concluding. And that's it. It cuts off. Just blank space. This supposedly complete, accurate database leaves us hanging mid-sentence on the very first point of the association's argument, which leaves us with the ultimate irony, and a really big question. What exactly did the Superior Court conclude? I mean, we know the HOA thought it was an error, but the rest of the story is just totally lost in a digital void. Will this specific digital record ever be updated to reveal it? Or is this fragment just permanently frozen this way, in an archive of 10 million files? It's a powerful reminder that just because something is on the internet doesn't mean the whole truth is actually there. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and keep questioning the archives you read.